love contact sports, hockey, football, lacrosse. Junior year varsity, I was captain for lacrosse, would have been senior year as well. Football was captain, varsity, senior year. Getting into hockey, and I went to hit a kid on the other side of the team. We were playing hang 'em mass, and I ended up breaking my wrist. And I had pins in my arm and extensive nerve damage as well. So the solution to the pain from the doctor, of course, was prescription pain medication. And, at the time I wasn't even aware of, what that was. For me, I'm getting it from a doctor, it must be okay. I remember the first time I took the pain medication, something just, a light just went on. Something happened to me where as soon as I started taking them, I had cravings for them. And for me, pain medication was easier to get growing up than alcohol was for a lot of kids. So I started taking this prescription pain medication, and then all of a sudden, I became very dependent upon it as well. When you hear the word heroin, it terrifies most people, most families, most kids. It has that name branding effect. When you hear the word Percocet or blues or 30s, we call them, oxycodone, it doesn't have that name branding effect. But the fact of the matter is it was, synthetic heroin in a pill. We're taking heroin in a capsule. At this point, it wasn't even the enjoyment of getting high. It was just, I was so deathly scared of being sick every single day that I just had to take something to function normally. Like when I grew up, I had dreams, I had goals like any other kid. I didn't grow up when they ask you what you want to be when you grow up and say, I want to be a drug addict. I wanted to be a professional athlete. I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be an attorney. Anybody that cared about me, anybody that loved me, I just started pushing them away because I felt like, when my parents, they knew what was going on with me. They didn't understand, but they knew something was wrong. As you're in the game long enough, you start seeing things and doing things that you never thought you would ever do. Things that I was never raised to do, things that I choose not to talk about today. But the fact of the matter is you also surround yourself with other drugs, and, eventually, I was with heroin. I seen heroin so much, so consistently, that it became a no-brainer one night when I was sick to do it. It was okay, I'd rather not be, completely sick, deathly ill. Let me take this to make myself feel better. Detox just became a revolving door. They call it a spin wash. In for a few days, clean yourself up, get out, and go right back in a week later, and it just became a vicious cycle. Everybody that I knew was getting high or drinking every time I was trying to get sober. I had to separate myself and find young kids, in recovery that, were having fun and enjoying themselves, because I didn't know how to have fun without putting a drink or drug in my body. I got myself on a plane and went to a treatment facility, and the first couple weeks I was in there, I was completely negative, completely hopeless. I've done this before, it's never worked before, it's not going to work this time. See, what I learned is there's no cure for my problem. All of a sudden, now that I have my life together, I can't stop taking care of myself, because I will be right back where I started. I'll lose everything again.